The National Football League just gave the San Francisco 49ers a massive gift, in my opinion. Some people think it's a curse though, so we're going to get into all of that in today's video. And at the end of the video, stick around because I'm going to give you my picks for the season, way too early predictions, and I'm interested in your feedback. I want to know who you think we're going to be winning and losing against, all of that and more in today's video. If you're new here, I'm Nate. I moved from California over a decade ago, leaving all of my 49ers buddies behind. So here I am hanging with Faithful here on YouTube. Make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss out. The question of the day today, guys, is this a gift or a curse? Is this schedule a gift or a curse? I truly believe there's not a lot of middle ground on this one. I feel like this is either a massive opportunity or a massive downside for the 49ers. So I'm interested to know what you think. And as we go through the video, hopefully that will shape your opinions in some way, shape, or form. Let me know in the comments what you think. On the positive side, here's the schedule. On the positive side, there are no international games. So I'll take that one. That's a positive. I'm happy about that. I think it's a great bye week coming in at week 9. I'm a big fan of a middle of the season bye week. I prefer it to be right in the middle, as close to the middle as possible. So I'm a fan of that one. I think for this particular season, especially, there are some huge benefits to having it in the middle of the season. Just to name a couple of them. But first, Dre Greenlaw is going to be coming in late in the season. I'm not exactly sure. Nobody's exactly sure when. Some people are saying around week 6. So this would give Dre a couple of weeks to be potentially starting and then a week of rest before that, which is good. And we'll get into Thursday nights and Monday nights as well later in the video, so stick around for that. Hufanga is also a little bit of a question mark about when he's going to be playing his best football. So I could see a world in which Hufanga is starting or, kind of around that, not quite perfectly healthy at the beginning of the season, and then by week 9 he's getting that much needed rest for the big stretch of the season going into the postseason. Rookies, of course, might be needing that reset. So I think there are a lot of positives with that week 9 bye week. I'm a personal fan of that. I know people have their own theories about when the best bye week is. Some people like it early, some people like it late. I get both of those. I think you want to be going into the postseason in rhythm. So I personally like it right smack dab in the middle. All right, the timing of these certain games actually can be pretty beneficial to the 49ers here. For example, things like Seattle away being earlier in the season, that kind of helps if you can avoid that rainy season. Tampa Bay away, Miami away, both of those fall into colder parts of the season. So you're in warmer climates during colder parts. A lot of people think that's good. People are pretty critical of Brock Purdy's throwing in the cold. Closing out the season with the great Lions postseason tester, followed by Arizona to close out the season. I think that's an interesting opportunity to kind of say that the Lions is your big test. Although we'll get into that on the negative side about part of that as well. But the Lions is your big test before the postseason. Hopefully you've done enough by this point in the season that the Cardinals game is sort of a wash. And then if you're lucky, you get that, you do well enough that you can get that bye week during the wild card matchups, and then you're totally set. Just enough rest for you to then hit the postseason hard. Let's see here. 6 games under the lights in prime time when it matters. Those are opportunities to build your confidence, to build experience. That's good. I like that in some ways. Bye week for the Chiefs is super, super early. So if you end up playing the Chiefs, you're going to be playing a banged up, tired Chiefs in the Super Bowl if there's a rematch there. Like that for sure. They have a long stretch they have to get through. The positive view is this is the kind of schedule that either makes champions or breaks them, separates the wheat from the chaff. I think that's how that phrase works. Somebody let me know in the comments if that's not how that works. That's my bad. But, this is the kind of situation where if you own this schedule, nobody can beat you because you look around like, who's going to beat us now? Because I just owned that schedule, right? Or it's the type of schedule that could really break down your team and you could go into the postseason pretty weak. So we'll get into that on the negative side, though. The negative side, there's a real tough stretch after the bye week. I'm going to pull up my other screen here because I think this maybe is a little bit more helpful. But if we skip past the bye week and just look at those remaining games, there's a tough stretch there. Tampa Bay could be a tough game. Then you have Seattle, which hopefully at home by this point in the season, you know everything you need to know about how to beat Seattle. And I don't think they're as bad as 24, but I don't think they're that much better either. Coming into this season, those are older rankings from about a week ago now, so they might be slightly different. And power rankings are power rankings, as they always are. Until the first couple weeks of the season, you don't really know anything, do you? But I don't see the Seahawks being a pushover. They have been a challenge in the past, although we've had their number for a while now. So overall, I'm not going to really count that. But then you have Green Bay, Buffalo. Chicago's a big question mark. I don't know. We'll see. They've got a lot of weapons. It just determines how good Caleb Williams ends up being. Rams, it's at home, which is nice, but it's Thursday night, so it's a short week. Then you have Miami. It's going to be a tough game. Detroit, that's going to be a tough game. And then Cardinals. So that stretch of games there from Green Bay, Buffalo, Chicago, short week, Rams, Miami, Detroit. That is a tricky one. If I remember correctly, last season, we beat the Rams away, and then we lost at home. That could happen this season for sure. And I'm going to get into my picks in a few minutes here, so stick around for that. Overall, this is a champion winners kind of schedule. You play these teams and you win. You deserve to go win the Super Bowl, right? Because this is the kind of schedule, it has its challenges. It could be worse. I want to be clear. It could definitely be worse, but I feel like there are certain aspects of the schedule that if San Francisco handles them well, they're coming out of the schedule with a ton of confidence. Another negative for the naysayers out there, just from what I could find in the 49ers faithful community, is the inconsistency with the schedule, right? You have multiple Thursday night games. You have 2 Monday Night Football games. The first one, obviously, you don't have a long week before, so you miss the benefit of the Monday night where you get that extra day of prep because it's the first game of the season, and then you have the shorter week. It's not really a short week, but it's a shorter week coming out of week 1. So I see the point of it for sure. You're prepping short week for Thursday Night Football twice in the season. You have a weird little jump to the Monday Night Football after the Monday Night Football games twice in the season. So I definitely see the negatives there. Although I think that's probably that's something you can overcome, right? Because the benefits can also pay off on the downsides, right? The benefits being that after that Thursday Night Football game, both times you get a long stretch for the game following. So if you look after the Thursday Night Football game, we have Kansas City Chiefs. Okay, they get a bye week. I get that. That kind of sucks. I don't really love that. Did I talk about that yet? Oh crap, we got to talk about that. Jeez Louise. They get a bye week, yeah, but on the positive side, you still have a little bit of a longer week coming out of that. So, okay, the similar thing happens with the other Thursday Night Football game right here. You're going up against the Miami Dolphins. You're traveling. It's warmer, but you get that slightly longer week, extra weekend. That's kind of a nice little gig, and they happen at nice times in the season. So I can see some positives out of there. I didn't really talk about the real downside. I kind of forgot. This is the big one. Lucky B7 on Twitter pointed out week 7, we face the Chiefs after their bye week. Week 8, we face the Cowboys after their bye week. Week 11, we face the Seahawks after their bye week. Week 13, we face the Bills after their bye week. That is definitely unfortunate. And 3 of those 4 teams, Cowboys, Bills, and where am I missing? And Chiefs are all really good teams. And so they're going to make the most of that bye week, I think. So we'll have to see what that looks like. But man, like I said, this is the type of schedule that if you win some of these big games, even if you win like 50% of these really, really big, tough games where the schedule's working against you, the kind of confidence you're going to have coming out of those games is going to be massive. And you have to believe that the 49ers have every reason in the world to end this little mini losing streak to the Kansas City Chiefs, and especially because of the Super Bowl. I want to get into my picks real quick, though, and this is a quick version because we're already 9 minutes into the video, so I'm going to make this fast. I'm going to say Jets is a win. Vikings away, still a win. Rams away, I have such a hard time picking this as a loss. third game of the season. So I'm going to take that as a win, but we're probably going to split against the Rams. So we're probably going to lose to them later, despite what I said earlier in the video. Patriots, that's a win. I see us 5-0, easy, 6-0, easy. I'm with some of the guys on Twitter out there saying 6-0 before the Chiefs. I'm there. This is where it gets tricky because I want to say this is a win. But Chiefs coming off of, I have to leave this as a 50-50 because I just don't know, man. I don't know. Chiefs coming off of that bye week definitely scares me. I think we're going to have lots of motivation, but I think they're going to be well prepared. They're going to have 6 games worth of footage to review. So we'll see. Going against the Cowboys, I'm going to pick that one as a win for us. That's going to be a challenging game, but it's going to be a game that we're going to win at home. We play the Chiefs at home, and then we're playing Cowboys at home again the following week, so I just think that will bode well for us. I don't see us losing both of those games in a row. Tampa Bay, I see that as a win. Seahawks, I think we're sweeping them again this year, to be totally honest with you. Green Bay, let's leave it as a 50-50, come back to it. Buffalo, 50-50 and come back to it. Chicago Bears, I think it's a win. I think they'll be good this year, but I don't think they're going to be great. The Rams at home, I think this is going to be, unfortunately, I think it's going to be a loss. That's just how I'm going to take this right now. Short week, Thursday Night Football against the Rams. Had their number the first time. I think we're going to lose the second. I don't see us beat. We could totally beat them both times, but I don't think that's going to happen. Then you look at Dolphins away, longer week to prep. I'm kind of taking that one as a win. Warm weather, it works well for us. Detroit Lions at home, Monday Night Football. Ooh, this one's gonna be tricky for me, and I think we win against there. So what we're left with, right? We've got 12 wins and 1, 2, 3, 4 50-50 games. Yeah. Oh, obviously 12. I was like, I should have just done the math there. Okay. So look. To be honest with you, I think we're going to be losing 4 games this season. So take your pick which ones we lose. I doubt we go into the bye week completely perfect. That would be sick if we did, but I'm guessing that this is where our loss is coming from, as much as that pains me. I think we split one of these. I think we beat the Packers. I don't think Love is as good as Purdy. That's just my opinion. I think he might be more athletic, quote unquote, than Purdy, but even that, I'm not so sure I take. So then we lose against the Bills because, again, both of those are 50-50 games. So I got to win one of those, lose one of the other ones. And then Detroit Lions. I think this could potentially be a loss because of the stretch. I could see this being a loss. So I'm back at 13-4, which is what I had before. Slightly different outcome in terms of how I got there, but 13-4 is where I'm at. Let me know in the comments where you're at. And I'm excited as the preseason develops. As training camp, OTAs, then preseason develop. I'm excited to see how I feel and how those thoughts kind of change and shift as we get into the season. But as always, I'm feeling really optimistic, and I think that this is a fantastic time to be a 49ers fan. So as always, what a time to be alive.